And the last stage is called as the Upanishad. Which is 60 onwards. The word meaning of Upanishad, again it is so beautiful. Upanishad is the last stage in the Vedic society. They consider this is the cream stage of one's life. You have not left any activity that is given by the society. They said, be a good educated person, so you make that sure in the Brahmana state. In the second stage, they said, you have to be a family person, you should contribute something to the society, and you did it in the Samhita state. In the third stage, you were in the state of retirement, but still you went on living in the society. Even you started looking towards the Vanaprastha or towards the forest, you still remain in the family as a moral support. Now, after this, it is time for yourself. Enough. You have given time to everything around you, and you have missed something. Upanishad means to sit with oneself, to be with oneself. And in this point of time in your life, you will understand a greatest fact of life. That is yourself. When I started practicing yoga with the Guru, I came to realize that yoga also has philosophy. I am very interested in knowing what it is. So I entered to yoga philosophy hall without asking permission of my master. As soon as he entered, he saw me, said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I want to listen to yoga philosophy." "And what makes you to think that you're eligible to listen yoga philosophy?" he said. I said, "I have ears, that is enough, I can listen. What else is needed?" He said, "I am going to allow you if you give a satisfactory answer to this question. Who is the most important person in your life?" So if you asked anybody who was raised by a traditional orthodox family, without even thinking, you will say, "My family is very important." I said it. He said, "Go away." I said, "Oh, maybe I was a little selfish, telling only that I care about my family. Maybe I was wrong." So I was prepared for the next day. I didn't enter the hall. I was standing at the door, waiting for him to come. He saw me and he asked me the same question, "Who is the most important person in your life?" I said, "Sorry, I was wrong yesterday. Today, I feel the whole society is important." He said, "You're going so far away, you fool. Never come near to yoga philosophy class." So I didn't stop, because if somebody stops me, I keep on trying. That is the way to I think I am torturing my master. So I went on naming everything under the sun. On the 4th day I said something, 5th day, 6th day I said to myself, hell with yoga philosophy, I am never going to learn it. He is such a stupid man, he is never allowing me, asking this stupid question, who is most important person in your life? So I was simply practicing asanas, and he came, he could see that I was having anger within me. And he asked the same question there, who is the most important person in your life? Now I didn't try to be formal, I said, I am the most important person. And he said, see, now you are ready. If you don't realize that you are the most important person in your life, there cannot be any inquiry about life. How you can observe it? Upanishad is a state where you realize everything is rubbish. I am the most important person because I live with myself continuously 24/7. I cannot even escape. I can go to India, I can go to China, but I cannot escape myself. So, Upanishad is that realization. Already a realization happened to you. Now, I have to give time to myself. I have done everything that is being asked to me, but now it is time for myself. What you do with it? You just try to be with yourself. That is what means Upanishad. Now, no more there is this identification of husband and wife. Now, they simply have become two individuals. Even they live together, but they never really relate with their previous stages. Now, it is all for you. Why? Another thing is coming closer to you. Death is approaching. And you still have not found that ultimate bliss. That is why the people, elderly person, they get closed with the children than the adults, because they know that adults are fools. They are simply trying to do something, but they are going nowhere. Why the elderly person spend time with the children? Just to learn, to get or to regain the innocence back that they have lost in the way. Upanishad is that state to become innocent again. We call it as vimukshu. It is a rebirth, it's a resurrection. It is no more a physical birth, it is a conscious birth that you take. In the Vedic society, they also call this as the Dvija. It is the second born. Now, this life becomes very important to you. It is happening right now, and you don't want to miss it. You want to appreciate it in its entirety, in its totality. And Upanishad means just to sit with yourself. And we can say that Upanishad is the origin of yoga. When people were meditating, they experienced the ultimate truth. And they went on documenting it so that the generation to come can also enjoy this. So Upanishad is the origin of yoga. Here you will find the references about yoga. And the very beautiful thing is Upanishads are written by Apaurusheya. See, it is very deep understanding. Apaurusheya means that there is no author for this text. When you are in the state of meditation, beautiful things happens to you, and you will never take the authority of it, because it is the gift of life. How I can claim that this is mine? If you go and visit any South Indian temples, it is magnificent. Not even 1 inch is left out without carving. You will see art everywhere. And the interesting thing is, nobody has really written their name. Who has built it? Who was the sculptor? Always it becomes so difficult whenever you study Sanskrit or Vedic literature. It is so difficult to find who is the author, because at that time there was no royalty or penalty or something like this because they knew this is a universal thing that is happening to me. I am not the writer. Something within me is making me to write. Even the poets in the Sanskrit language, they also are like this. They never took the authorship. If you go and see such a masterpiece, such a beautiful temple, and you will never find any name. But of course you will find names. The people who visited them, the lovers, they go there, they write a big heart on the wall of the temple, and they will pierce it with the arrow, and then you write the name. See, the person who built it has not written any name, but a person who is visiting that place is writing his name all over the place. And this Upanishad is that state where you try to understand life in a very simple way, as simple as possible. You give yourself the basic needs. What are the basic needs? Food, water, and shelter. And in the Vedic society, ashrams were built outside the towns, and public used to donate money to run the ashram, that their food, their clothes, and the shelter is taken care. Now they just have to worry about nothing. Everything is provided to them, and now they devote their all energy in meditation. That is what the Upanishad is. All the facts, all the practices that you find, or even the word or the syllable Om has come from the Upanishad. In their deep meditation, they experienced this sound, and they said it is easy to get into the meditation. If you go on reciting it even externally, the same experience can be felt. So they gave more importance in understanding the self, and that is why it was possible for yoga to originate, a subject to understand and appreciate self. Yoga is simply to live the life to its full potential, and knowing one's potential is the path of yoga. Just because their life was systematically designed. Now, if you are in the state of Upanishad, there is no more clinging towards any materialistic thing, because you have experienced it. If you have not experienced it, then the mind will think about it. But when you have it, once you have experienced it, it is easy to give it up. So, Upanishad is a duration in one's life that it comes out of your effort. You put a lot of effort in the beginning stages. Why? Because in the later stage you want to experience effortlessness, just to move with the life, just to flow with it. So these are all the different stages that you will see when we study Vedic society. Just because it was so scientifically designed that you are not leaving out anything in your life. You are not really saying no to party. You are really partying hard when it is in the Samhita state. You have also enjoyed your grandchildren when you are in the Aranyaka state. And now this is time for yourself. Now even the mind doesn't revolt. It says, okay, you have done everything. Now I allow you to be with yourself. There is no more temptations around you, because you have realized all temptations are false. All the things that I thought is going to be happiness, I was equating happiness. This is what we do in our life. A great mistake, that we equate happiness with things. Some people equate happiness with money. Some people equate happiness with their relationship. So they go on equating happiness with it, and still they feel dissatisfied. There is something still making this person to know that I still miss something. I don't feel complete. And that is why you are all here. That you still feel that I can do it more better. And there is also an understanding that I miss something. And what is that? The experience of one's consciousness. If that is not done, then life is incomplete. And I would like to conclude today's lecture with Dalai Lama's quote. He says, a person lives in the beginning accumulating wealth. When he has wealth, he spends all his wealth to regain health. He lives his life thinking that he is never going to die, and he dies never being lived.